All right, guys, so we're here inside of one of my Airtable databases. Now, Airtable it's a database. You can use it kind of like in Excel or Google Sheets, but its capabilities stretch so far beyond just a typical spreadsheet program that it's kind of hard to explain. Most notably, you can link items from sheet to sheet. You can program automations within this software and not have to use any additional integrations. And there's quite a few things, and I'll make a couple videos on it. But one thing that I wanted to go through is Web Clipper. And Web Clipper is an extension that's accessible through Airtable, and I find it to be extremely helpful. So I wanted to walk through this use case with you guys. So here's the deal. For one of our clients, I'm building out this database and I need to get some information, already existing information. As that information, it is hundreds of speakers, and I have to get all of their information, their bios, their names, what topics they present on, and put it into a database. And normally this would take me hours, and it would be a painstaking process. But Airtable has software built specifically for that. So all you have to do is hit this extension tabs in the top right. If you don't already have it, click add an extension, search Clipper, add extension, and it'll open up this welcome screen where you can title your Clipper. Let's call it Demo 2. I've been playing around with this a little bit. And we're going to add records to the speaker table. So you can see Demo 2 pops up in our options. And remember, I need to get the speaker name, the speaker's bio information, and then a link to the site would also be helpful. And then I also need to get the industry. So what happens is the Web Clipper program will try to guess what fields you're going to want to fill out and provide them for you in advance. So you will usually have to come in and customize it a little bit, but the fields it's going to give you, you can pick from any of the ones that are in the table that the data is going to. So I need to get the bio, the industry, a link, and then their name. So looking at the website, that's going to be the name, this whole chunk of text, and then the URL. So how are we going to select those in the Web Clipper? Because, there's no option for that. Well, we're going to use CSS selectors. And what a CSS selector is CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheets, and it's a markup format that can read HTML and I think probably another language format, but it labels different elements of a website based on their nodes. I'm going to show you how you find the CSS selectors, but first, look, there's so many different tags that you can use, and these are all different labels for elements on a page. And the way that you'll be able to see these elements is right-click anywhere on a page if you're in Chrome, hit Inspect. That'll open up this Developers tab on the side. Then you'll hit this little icon on the top left of the window, and this is going to allow you to run your mouse over whatever section you want to select, and you'll be able to see the tag. So I would source directly from the page title. However, I see that this is in all caps and I would rather have it correctly formatted. So I'm just going to grab it from here, and you can see on the tag it says li.current. So .current is actually the class of the element, and the class is a more specific label for the element. So that's what we're going to use in our CSS selector to go in and grab this name for multiple people. Additionally, we want to get this body of text. So I'm going to put my mouse over, and if you can see the associated line on the elements section, it says WPB_wrapper. And that actually is an ID. So we're going to use that in the CSS selector as well. So let's go back into make. name, instead of the page title, because it's in all caps on that page, we're gonna go down to make sure you hit text content instead of HTML attribute and hit dot current. And again, that is the class. For bio, text content again. This time we're going to hit hashtag WPB underscore wrapper. And then done. And that should be everything. The only thing that we will be clicking manually is industry. And that's just because you have to go in and select it. I said hashtag WPB wrapper. It's actually .WPB wrapper. Okay, now let's go to the other tab, hit open. Ideally, if this works, what will happen is those 3 sections that we filled out, 2 with the CSS selector and 1 being the URL of the site, those 3 will auto-populate. We will select the industry, and then that will all be added as a new row on the table. Let's see. Yep, perfect. So we have the name, the link, the bio, and all we have to do is go in, look at this, and select the industry. So the record has been added. We'll go back to our table, and it's right there. So I hope you guys can see just from that short demonstration how useful Web Clipper would be, just because Airtable is built to be a database and typically you're going to be dealing with a lot of information. You can save hours with that simple extension. So if you're working in Airtable right now and you've been copying and pasting all your information, make sure to go download that. In addition, please hit my channel link to go see the rest of my videos.